The medical bay of the galactic research vessel Nexus Prime buzzed with activity as strange new readings appeared on every scanner. Dr. Kethara pressed her four-fingered hands against the control panel, her blue skin growing darker with concern. The crystalline beings from Vorta clicked their concern in high-pitched sounds, while the water-breathing Merlathi gurgled nervously in their protective suits. What kind of creature survives with these readings? Dr. Kethara asked aloud, staring. At the medical displays, the numbers made no sense. Blood pressure that should stop a heart. Oxygen levels that should cause immediate death. Brain activity that defied every known law of biology. On the medical table lay Lieutenant Commander Jake Morrison, unconscious and badly injured. His human exploration ship had suffered massive damage when a solar flare knocked out their life support systems. The alien rescue team had found him floating in space, his suit torn and leaking air. By all medical knowledge in the galaxy, he should have been dead hours ago. His cellular structure is completely wrong, muttered Zexhai, the Vortan medical specialist. The crystal being's body flashed red with confusion. Look at these readings. His blood carries oxygen in a way that makes no sense. How does he not die from oxygen poisoning? Dr. Kethara had seen many species in her long career as a xenobiologist. The Zephyrians, like herself, were known for their advanced medical knowledge. They had treated the energy-based luminals, helped the aquatic Merlathi, and even worked with the living crystal Vortans. But this human was different. Everything about his biology seemed backwards and impossible. "Doctor, his heart rate is increasing," called out Marin, the Merlathi nurse. Her voice bubbled through the water in her helmet. "Should we sedate him?" "No," Dr. Kethara said quickly. "We don't know how his system will react. His body chemistry is unlike anything we've studied." The human's eyes opened suddenly. Jake Morrison looked around the medical bay with confusion, then tried to sit up. 3 different alien species rushed to hold him down, but he was stronger than expected. "Where am I?" Jake asked, his voice rough. "What happened to my ship?" Dr. Kethara stepped forward, her translator working to convert her words into human language. "You are safe. We found your vessel damaged. You were dying from lack of oxygen, but somehow you are still alive." Jake looked at the strange beings around him. A tall blue creature with 4 arms, a being made of living crystal, and something that looked like it belonged underwater. "You're not human," he said, stating the obvious. "No, and you are not like any species we know," Dr. Kethara replied. "Your biology is impossible. You should have died from the conditions we found you in. Your oxygen levels were so low that any known species would have suffered brain death." Jake sat up slowly, ignoring the alien hands trying to keep him down. "How long was I out there?" "Based on your ship's damage, we estimate 4 hours without proper life support," Zexhai answered, the crystal being's voice ringing like bells. "No species survives that long with such low oxygen." 4 hours? Jake rubbed his head. "That's not so bad. I've held my breath for 3 minutes underwater back on Earth. 4 hours with some air leaking in doesn't seem impossible." The aliens looked at each other with what could only be described as shock. Dr. Kethara's blue skin turned almost purple. "You can stop breathing for 3 minutes by choice?" "Sure, lots of humans can. Some professional divers can hold their breath for over 20 minutes. Jake noticed their reactions. "Is that weird for you guys?" "Weird?" Moran's water suit bubbled frantically. 20 minutes without breathing would kill any of us in 5 minutes or less. Dr. Kethara began scanning Jake with her medical devices. "Again, your blood oxygen levels are still dangerously low, yet you are speaking normally and moving around." "How is this possible?" Jake shrugged. "I feel fine. A little tired, but fine." He looked at his injured arm where a piece of metal had cut deep. "This is healing pretty fast, though." "It was much worse when it happened." The alien medical team stared at the wound. In the few hours since his rescue, the cut had already begun closing. New tissue was forming at a rate they had never seen before. Impossible, whispered HFY. Healing that fast would require massive energy consumption. You should be unconscious. From the biological effort alone. Humans heal pretty quickly from small stuff, Jake said. Though I admit this is faster than normal. Maybe the low oxygen made my body work harder to fix itself. Dr. Cuthar's forearms moved rapidly over her scanning equipment. Your body is producing chemicals we don't recognize. Your heart is beating in patterns that should be fatal. Your brain is using oxygen in ways that violate basic biology. You keep saying things should be fatal, Jake said with a slight smile. But I'm sitting here talking to you. Maybe your biology books are wrong about humans. We have no biology. Books about humans, Dr. Cathara admitted. Your species is unknown to us. This is first contact. Jake's eyes widened. First contact? You mean I'm the first human you've met? Yes, and based on what we're seeing, your species might be the most biologically advanced in the galaxy, the doctor said. Or the most impossible. We're not advanced, Jake laughed, then winced as the movement pulled at his injury. We're just stubborn. Earth wasn't a nice place to evolve. Everything there tried to kill us, so we learned to be hard to kill. The aliens exchanged looks again. Dr. Cathara made notes on her device. Your planet was hostile to life? Very hostile. Extreme temperatures, dangerous animals, diseases, natural disasters. Humans had to become tough or die out. Jake looked around the clean, safe medical bay. This place is like paradise compared to Earth. And all humans can survive like you. Do? Moran asked through her water suit. Pretty much. Some are tougher than others, but we're all built to handle bad situations. Jake tried to stand up, and the aliens let him. Is there any way I can contact my crew? They're probably worried about me. Dr. Cathara helped him balance. Your communication system was damaged, but we are working to repair it. In the meantime, would you allow us to study your biology? Your survival abilities could help us understand new possibilities for life in extreme conditions. Jake nodded. Sure, as long as you don't hurt me. Though based on what I've seen so far, I'm probably tougher than you expect. The alien medical team began their work, not knowing they were about to discover that human biology would challenge everything they thought they knew about life in the universe. Jake Morrison was just the beginning of their education about the impossible species from the third planet of a small yellow star. 3 days had passed since Jake Morrison's rescue, and the alien medical team was more confused than ever. Dr. Cathara watched the human walk around the medical bay without any signs of weakness. His injured arm had healed completely, leaving only a faint line where the deep cut had been. This is not possible, she said to her assistant, HFY. No species heals this fast without medical help. Dr. Amanda Stone arrived on the alien ship that morning, along with Captain Lisa Harper and the rest of Jake's rescue team. Dr. Stone was a human medical officer, and Dr. Cathara was eager to learn from her. Your crew member has amazing healing abilities, Dr. Cathara told Dr. Stone as they met in the medical bay. We have studied many species, but never seen anything like this. Dr. Stone smiled. Jake heals pretty normally for a human. We're designed to bounce back from injuries quickly. On Earth, if you couldn't heal fast, you didn't survive long enough to have children. But he recovered from injuries that should have taken months to heal. HFY said, the crystal being's body flashing confusion colors, and he did it in 3 days. That's actually a bit slow for a young, healthy human, Dr. Stone replied. Jake's been in space for a while, so his body isn't at peak condition. Back on Earth, with proper food and exercise, he would have healed even faster. Dr. Cathara made rapid notes. What other abilities do humans have that we should know about? Well, we can fight off diseases that would kill most life forms, Dr. Stone said. Our immune systems are very aggressive. We run fevers to kill infections. Fevers? Moran asked from her water suit. You deliberately make your body temperature rise? Yes, when we're sick. Our bodies can raise temperature by several degrees. It helps kill bacteria and viruses, Dr. Stone explained. The aliens looked shocked. Dr. Kethora's skin turned pale. Blue, that would kill us. Any temperature rise above normal is fatal for most species. Humans regularly survive body temperatures that would cook other life forms, Dr. Stone continued. We sweat to cool down and we shiver to warm up. Our bodies can handle extreme temperature changes. Jake joined the conversation. Speaking of temperature, is it possible to get something hot to drink? I'm feeling a bit cold. Dr. Stone checked her medical scanner. Jake, you're running a fever. Your body temperature is 2 degrees above normal. I feel fine, Jake said. Maybe I'm fighting off some space bug. The alien medical team immediately backed away. Dr. Kethora's voice was filled with panic. He has a fever and he feels fine? He should be unconscious or dead. Relax, Dr. Stone said calmly. Human fevers aren't dangerous unless they get much higher. Jake's body is probably just adjusting to all the new bacteria and microorganisms on your ship. New bacteria? Zexhi's crystal body flashed bright. Red, is he contaminated? Not contaminated, just exposed, Dr. Stone explained. Humans are constantly fighting off millions of microorganisms. Our immune systems are like armies that never stop working. Jake sneezed suddenly, and all the aliens jumped back even further. Sorry, Jake said, wiping his nose. I think I'm getting a cold. A cold? Dr. Cathara asked nervously. It's a minor illness, Dr. Stone said. Humans get colds all the time. We sneeze, cough, feel tired for a few days, then we're fine. Our bodies learn to fight the virus and become stronger. You deliberately get sick to become stronger? Moran asked in disbelief. Not deliberately, but yes, exposure to germs makes our immune systems better at fighting them, Dr. Stone replied. Human children get sick often while their immune systems learn to fight different diseases. Dr. Kether was writing frantically. What else should we know about human biology? Well, we can eat almost anything organic, Jake said. Humans are omnivores. We eat plants, animals, even things that are slightly poisonous. Poisonous? Zexhi's crystal body turned bright orange with alarm. Dr. Stone nodded. Humans regularly consume mild toxins for pleasure. Coffee contains caffeine, which is toxic to many species. Alcohol is literally poison, but humans drink it socially. You drink poison for fun? Dr. Cathara asked weakly. In small amounts. Yes, Jake said. Our livers process toxins very efficiently. What would kill other species just makes us feel relaxed or energetic. Dr. Stone pulled out a medical kit. Here, let me show you something interesting. She took out a small device and pricked Jake's finger, drawing a drop of blood. Ow, Jake said mildly. He felt pain but didn't react strongly, Dr. Stone pointed. Out to the aliens, humans have complex pain responses. We feel pain to know when we're injured, but we can function normally despite significant discomfort. How much pain can humans handle? Dr. Kethara asked. Women give birth to babies. Dr. Stone said. The process is extremely painful, but they stay conscious and functional throughout. Some humans have surgery while awake, using only local pain blockers. Jake nodded. I once broke my leg during a hiking trip and walked 5 miles back to camp. It hurt, but I could still function. The alien stared at him in amazement. What happened then? Moran asked. The bone healed in about 6 weeks, Jake said casually. Had to wear a cast and use crutches, but it was fine. Broken bones heal. Themselves? Zexhi asked. Of course, Dr. Stone said. Human bones are living tissue. When they break, new bone grows to repair the damage. The healed bone is often stronger than the original. Dr. Cathera sat down heavily in her chair. Your species grows stronger from injury? In many ways, yes. Dr. Stone replied. Muscles grow stronger when you damage them with exercise. Bones become denser when stressed. Immune systems improve after fighting infections. Humans literally become tougher through adversity. This explains your survival abilities, Dr. Cathera said thoughtfully. Your bodies are designed to adapt and improve constantly. Exactly, Dr. Stone said. Earth was a dangerous place. Humans, who couldn't adapt quickly, didn't survive to have children. Over millions of years, we became very good at healing, adapting, and surviving. Jake started coughing slightly. Sorry, this cold is getting worse. Double quotes. Dr. Cathera looked worried. Should we isolate him? No need, Dr. Stone said. Human colds rarely affect other species. Our diseases evolved specifically for human biology. But what if we get sick? Moran asked nervously. Actually, being around humans might help you, Dr. Stone said. We've noticed that human presence seems to boost immune responses in other species. We're not sure why, but other life forms heal faster and stay healthier when humans are nearby. How is that possible? Dr. Cathera asked. We think humans emit biological signals that promote healing, Dr. Stone explained. Pheromones, electromagnetic fields, something that encourages cellular repair in other species. The alien medical team looked at each other with wonder and confusion. So humans are walking medical support systems? HFY asked. In a way, yes, Dr. Stone smiled. We've accidentally become biological healers through millions of years of surviving on a death world. Dr. Cathera began updating her medical records. The human species was proving to be far more complex and capable than any life form in their databases. These strange beings from the third planet didn't just survive impossible conditions. They thrived because of them. The emergency alarm blared through the Nexus Prime as the ship shuddered violently. Captain Lisa Harper rushed to the bridge with Dr. Cathera close behind. Outside the viewing windows, swirling clouds of bright purple and green gas surrounded them completely. We're trapped in the Vortex Nebula, announced the ship's navigation officer, a tall luminal whose energy body flickered with concern. The radiation levels are increasing rapidly. Dr. Cathera checked her readings and her blue skin went pale. These radiation levels will kill most of us within hours, even with full protection. Captain Harper studied the situation calmly. How long until we can navigate out of here? At least 12 hours, the navigator replied. Maybe longer if the radiation gets worse. 12 hours? Dr. Cathera's voice rose in panic. We need to get everyone into the radiation shelters immediately. The alien crew began rushing toward the protected areas of the ship. Heavy metal doors sealed shut as they activated their emergency protocols. Dr. Cathera watched in amazement as the human crew members remained at their posts. Aren't you coming to the shelter? She asked Captain Harper. Someone needs to pilot the ship out of here, Harper replied. My crew and I can handle the radiation better than your people can. Sam Rogers, the human pilot, was already working at the navigation controls. His fingers moved quickly over the instruments as deadly radiation poured through the ship's hull. I've got a course plotted, but it's going to be rough flying. Kate Murphy, the human navigator, joined him at the controls. The radiation is interfering with our sensors. We'll have to fly mostly by instinct. Dr. Cathera stared at them through the shelter's viewing window. They're going to die out there. No one can survive that much radiation. Hours passed. The radiation levels continued climbing to lethal amounts. Through the shelter's monitors, Dr. Cathera watched the humans work steadily at their posts. They showed no signs of the radiation sickness that should have killed them already. How are they still functioning? HFY asked, the crystal being's body flashing worried colors. "Look at their medical readings," Moran said from her water suit. "Their bodies are repairing radiation damage as fast as it happens." Dr. Cathera studied the medical scanners in disbelief. The humans were absorbing massive amounts of radiation, but their cells were healing themselves continuously. "This is impossible. Radiation damage is cumulative. It should be building up in their bodies. Human cells have incredible repair mechanisms." Dr. Amanda Stone explained over the communication system. She was working in the engine room, trying to boost their power output. "We evolved on a planet with a thin atmosphere and lots of solar radiation. Our DNA repair systems work over time constantly. But the stress levels should have shut down their thinking by now," Dr. Cathara said. "No species can maintain complex thought under this much pressure." She was wrong. The humans were not only thinking clearly, they were working better than normal. Sam Rogers was making navigation calculations that would challenge a computer, while Kate Murphy tracked dozens of variables simultaneously. "Actually, stress makes humans work better," Captain Harper said as she coordinated the escape effort. "When we're in danger, our bodies release chemicals that make us faster, stronger, and smarter." "That makes no sense," Zexai said through the communication system. "Stress chemicals should shut down complex brain functions." "Not for humans," Dr. Stone replied while working on the engines. "We release adrenaline and cortisol that enhance our performance. Our heart rate increases, our reflexes get faster, and our brains work more efficiently." Tom Bradley, the human engineer, was crawling through maintenance tunnels that were flooded with radiation. He was repairing damaged systems with his bare hands, while the rest of the crew watched in amazement. "Tom, your radiation exposure is off the charts," Dr. Cathara called over the communication system. "You need to get to safety." "Almost done," Tom replied calmly. "Just need to reroute these power cables. The radiation isn't too bad if you don't think about it." "Don't think about it?" Dr. Cathara's voice cracked with disbelief. "You're being bombarded with enough radiation to kill a dozen Zephyrians." "Yeah, but worrying about it won't help," Tom said as sparks flew around him. "Humans learned a long time ago that panic gets you killed. Better to stay calm and fix the problem." The ship's temperature control systems failed next, causing wild swings between freezing cold and burning heat. The aliens in their shelters needed emergency heating and cooling systems to survive. The humans simply adjusted their clothing and kept working. "The temperature just dropped to minus 40 degrees, Moran reported. "How are they not freezing to death?" Captain Harper was now wearing a heavy jacket, but still functioning normally. "Humans are pretty good with temperature changes. We lived through ice ages and heat waves on Earth. Minus 40 degrees would freeze our blood solid," Dr. Cathara said. "Human blood has natural antifreeze properties," Dr. Stone explained while working in the now frigid engine room. "Plus we generate heat through muscle activity. Shivering keeps us warm." The temperature swung the other way, climbing to over 100 degrees. The humans removed layers of clothing and continued their work, sweating heavily but still alert and active. "Now it's hot enough to cook most life forms," Zexai observed. "Sweating is amazing," Kate Murphy said as she wiped perspiration from her forehead. "We basically have built-in air conditioning. As long as we have water, we can work in heat that would kill other species." Sam Rogers had been piloting for 8 hours straight in conditions that should have been fatal. His hands were steady and his mind was sharp as he guided them through the dangerous nebula. "Don't you need to rest?" Dr. Cathara asked. "You've been working without a break in lethal conditions." "I'm fine," Sam replied, making another complex navigation adjustment. "Humans can go for days without sleep when we need to. Our bodies can run on emergency power for a long time." "Days without sleep?" the alien doctor asked weakly. "The record is over 11 days, Captain Harper said. "Though that's not recommended for long-term health." Tom Bradley emerged from the maintenance tunnels, his hair singed and his clothes torn, but smiling. Power systems are back online. We should be able to boost speed and get out of here faster. Dr. Kethera looked at him through the viewing window. He had been exposed to lethal radiation, extreme temperatures, and physical stress that should have killed him hours ago. Instead, he looked tired but satisfied with his work. "How do you feel?" she asked him. "Pretty good, actually," Tom replied. "Nothing like a good challenge to get the blood pumping. Oh, I could really use a sandwich and a beer when this is over." "A sandwich and beer?" Dr. Kethera repeated. "After everything you've been through, you want food and alcohol?" "Hard. Work makes you hungry," Tom said with a grin. "And beer helps you relax after a stressful day." 2 hours later, the Nexus Prime emerged from the Vortex Nebula. The human crew had successfully piloted them through 12 hours of conditions that should have been impossible to survive. The aliens emerged from their shelters to find the humans cleaning up and making plans for dinner. Dr. Kethera ran medical scans on all the humans. They showed signs of radiation exposure and stress, but their bodies were already healing the damage. Within hours, they would be completely recovered. "Your species doesn't just survive impossible conditions," she told. "Captain Harper, you actually perform better under extreme stress." "Earth was a tough teacher," Harper replied. "Humans who couldn't handle pressure didn't make it. We learn to thrive when things get difficult." Dr. Kethera looked at her medical readings. One more time, the humans had just survived and successfully worked through conditions that would have killed every other known species in the galaxy. They had done it calmly, efficiently, and without losing their sense of humor. She was beginning to understand that humans weren't just biologically unusual. They were biological marvels whose very existence challenged everything science thought it knew about the limits of life. Dr. Kethera sat in her laboratory, staring at weeks of medical data about the human crew. The readings made no sense according to everything she knew about biology. She had called it the human endurance phenomenon in her research notes, but she still couldn't explain how it worked. "Doctor, you need to see this," HFY said, his crystal body flashing urgent colors. "The human called Alex Johnson is doing something impossible in the cargo bay." Dr. Kethera hurried to the observation deck overlooking the cargo bay. Below, Marine Sergeant Alex Johnson was going through what he called training exercises. He had been running, jumping, and lifting heavy objects for over 3 hours without stopping. His heart rate should have reached dangerous levels by now, Dr. Kethera said, checking her medical scanner. But it's steady and controlled. Alex was now doing an exercise where he lifted his own body weight, repeatedly using just his arms. Sweat covered his face and arms, but his breathing remained even and his movements stayed precise. "How long can he continue like this?" Moran asked from her water suit. "On Earth, I could do this for 5 or 6 hours." Alex called up to them, having heard the question. "But I'm a bit out of shape from being in space. Probably only 3 or 4 hours today." The alien stared at him in shock. Dr. Kethera's blue skin turned almost white. 3 or 4 hours of intensive physical activity. That would kill most species. "Actually, this is pretty light exercise for military training," Alex said, now doing rapid push-ups. "In boot camp, we would exercise for 12 hours a day sometimes. Running, climbing, carrying heavy packs, combat training, all day long. 12 hours? HFY's crystal body flashed bright red. "That's impossible." Alex stood up and walked over to where they could see him better. He wasn't even breathing hard. "Humans are endurance hunters. We evolved to chase prey for hours or even days until they collapsed from exhaustion. Our cardiovascular system is designed for long-term activity." Dr. Kethera made rapid notes. "Endurance hunters? Before humans invented weapons, we hunted by running after animals until they got too tired to keep going," Alex explained. A human can run at a steady pace for hours. Most animals can only sprint for short distances. But the energy requirements. Dr. Kethera said weakly, "How do you fuel such activity?" "Efficient metabolism," Alex replied. Human bodies are very good at converting food into energy and storing it for later use. We can also burn our own fat reserves when we need extra fuel. Communications Officer Ryan Clark appeared in the doorway, looking tired but alert. "Sorry to interrupt, but I've been working on the long-range transmitter repairs for 72 hours straight. I think I've got it working again." The aliens turned to stare at him. Dr. Kethera's scanner showed that Ryan had indeed been awake and working for 3 full days. "You haven't slept in 72 hours?" she asked in disbelief. "Not really," Ryan said, rubbing his eyes. "Maybe a few 10-minute naps at my workstation. But the repairs needed constant attention. I couldn't leave them alone for long." "How are you still conscious?" Zexai asked. "Sleep deprivation should have shut down your brain functions days ago. Humans can go for quite a while without sleep when we need to," Ryan explained. "The military teaches sleep management techniques. You learn to stay alert even when you're exhausted." Dr. Kethera scanned Ryan's brain activity. "Your neural patterns show severe sleep deprivation, but your cognitive functions are still operating normally. How is this possible?" "Practice," Ryan said simply. "And lots of coffee. Caffeine helps, but mainly it's about mental discipline. You learn to push through fatigue when lives depend on your work." "What's the longest a human can go without sleep?" Moran asked. "The record is 11 days, Alex said. Though most people start having problems after 3 or 4 days. Ryan's pretty tough to make it this long and still do complex work." "I'll sleep for 12 hours once we get communications fully restored," Ryan said. "But right now, contacting Earth is more important." "Then rest," Dr. Kethera was writing frantically in her notes. "Your species can sacrifice basic biological needs for extended periods to accomplish tasks." "When we have to," Ryan replied. Earth wasn't a forgiving place. Sometimes you had to work through hunger, thirst, exhaustion, or pain to survive. The ship's food replicators chose that moment to break down completely. The alien crew immediately went into emergency mode, worried about maintaining their precise nutritional requirements. The humans, however, seemed unconcerned. "Not a problem," Captain Harper said when informed of the situation. "We have emergency rations that will last for weeks. Humans can eat almost anything organic." Dr. Kethera watched in fascination as the humans opened containers of what looked like compressed blocks of various substances. The alien scanners showed that the food contained chemicals that would be harmful to most species. "This food is full of preservatives and artificial ingredients," Dr. Kethera observed. "It could poison us." "It's not gourmet food," Jake Morrison said, taking a bite of what appeared to be a protein bar. "But it has all the nutrients we need. Humans evolved eating whatever we could find. Our digestive systems are very adaptable." Tom Bradley was eating something that looked like dried meat. "This stuff will keep you alive for months if you have to. It's not tasty, but it works." Dr. Stone joined them for the meal, eating from a container of mixed nuts and dried fruits. "Human omnivorous adaptation means we can digest almost any organic matter, plants, animals, fungi, even some things that are mildly toxic." "You can eat poisonous food?" Zexai asked, his crystal body turning orange with alarm. "Not poisonous exactly, but food that would be harmful to other species," Dr. Stone explained. "Our livers and kidneys are very good at filtering out toxins. We can eat things that would make other life forms sick." Sam Rogers was drinking water from a container that had been sitting in the hot engine room. "This water tastes terrible, but it's safe to drink. Humans can consume water that other species would find contaminated." "How contaminated?" Moran asked nervously. "Pretty contaminated," Sam replied. As long as it won't kill us immediately, human bodies can handle it. We filter out the bad stuff and use what we need. Ryan Clark had finished his meal and was preparing to go back to work. I should get back to the transmitter. Just a few more hours and we'll have full communications. You need to sleep, Dr. Cathara said firmly. Your body can't continue functioning without rest. I'll sleep when the job is done, Ryan said with a smile. Humans are pretty stubborn when we set our minds to something. We don't give up easily. Stubborn? Dr. Cathara asked. Persistent, Captain Harper corrected. Humans don't quit when things get difficult. We keep going until we succeed or die trying. It's how we survived on Earth. Alex Johnson had finished his workout and was now doing stretching exercises. Pain is just weakness leaving the body, he said. That's what my drill instructor used to say humans learn to push through discomfort to achieve goals. Dr. Cathara looked around at the human crew. They were eating food that would poison her people, working without sleep for days, exercising for hours without rest, and treating all of it as normal behavior. Your species doesn't just survive extreme conditions, she said slowly. You deliberately put yourselves through difficult experiences to become stronger. That's how you improve, Tom Bradley said. No pain, no gain. If you want to get better at something, you have to push your limits. We call it training, Dr. Stone added. Humans deliberately stress their bodies and minds to increase their capabilities. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Dr. Cathara understood now why humans had such incredible endurance. They weren't just built to survive difficult conditions. They actively sought out challenges and used them to become more capable. You're not just endurance hunters, she said with wonder. You're endurance learners. You use hardship as education. Captain Harper nodded. Every human knows that comfort makes you weak and challenge makes you strong. We've been teaching ourselves to be tougher for thousands of years. Dr. Cathara made her final notes for the day. The humans weren't just biologically superior to other species. They had turned biological improvement into a cultural practice. They were living examples of evolution in action, constantly pushing themselves to become more than they were. She was beginning to understand that humanity's greatest strength wasn't just their impossible biology. It was their refusal to accept limitations. 2 weeks had passed since the humans and aliens began working together. Dr. Cathara stood in her laboratory, looking at the most complete biological study ever conducted on an unspecies. The results were so incredible that other scientists would think she was making them up. The data is consistent across all tests, she told her assistant Zexai. Humans really are as impossible as they seem. The crystal being flashed thoughtful colors. What I find most interesting is how they affect us. My own crystalline structure has been more stable since working with them. Dr. Cathara nodded. I've noticed that too. All the alien crew members are healthier, more energetic, and healing faster since the humans arrived. But we still don't understand why. Dr. Amanda Stone entered the laboratory, carrying a medical scanner and looking excited. I think I figured out the mystery, she said. We've been monitoring electromagnetic fields, pheromone releases, and bioelectric patterns from both our crews. What did you find? Dr. Cathara asked eagerly. Humans naturally emit low-level electromagnetic pulses that seem to encourage cellular repair in other species, Dr. Stone explained. We also release chemical compounds through our breath and skin that have healing properties. You mean humans are accidentally healing us just by being near us? Moran asked from her water suit. Not accidentally, Dr. Stone said. This probably evolved because humans lived in groups. If you could help your family and tribe stay healthy, your whole group had a better chance of survival. Jake Morrison joined them, looking much healthier than when they first found him. So we're like walking medical stations? More like biological support systems, Dr. Cathara said. Your presence makes other life forms stronger and healthier without you even trying. Captain Harper arrived with news that would change everything. I just received a message from Earth. They want to establish a joint exploration program with the Galactic Council. Humans and aliens working together on deep space missions. That makes perfect sense, Dr. Cathara said enthusiastically. Human. Biological capabilities could help alien crews survive in dangerous environments that would normally be impossible to explore. And alien technology could help humans reach places we never dreamed of visiting, Captain Harper added. It would be a perfect partnership. Tom Bradley was working on upgrading the ship's systems, combining human engineering ideas with alien technology. The hybrid designs we're creating are much better than either species could build alone. He called out from under a control panel. Alex Johnson had been training with some of the alien crew members, teaching them human exercise techniques. They're getting stronger, he reported. Not as strong as humans, but much stronger than they were before. The training is working. How is that possible? Zexhai asked. Human training methods stress the body in ways that force it to adapt and improve, Alex explained. We're finding that other species can benefit from modified versions of our techniques. Ryan Clark had finally gotten some sleep after fixing the communication system. He looked refreshed and was working on new projects. I've been designing hybrid control systems that use both human intuition and alien precision. The combination is incredibly effective. Dr. Cathara was documenting everything. We're seeing benefits in both directions. Humans gain access to advanced alien technology and knowledge. Aliens gain biological resilience and adaptive capabilities. It's like we're designed to work together, Sam Rogers said as he practiced flying with alien navigation systems. Human instincts combined with alien sensors make us better pilots. Kate Murphy was working with the alien navigator to create new star charts. Human pattern recognition helps us see things that pure computer analysis misses. But alien mathematical precision gives us accuracy we could never achieve alone. Dr. Stone had been studying the medical data from both species. I think we're seeing the future of galactic exploration, she said. Mixed crews where each species contributes their natural advantages. What would that look like? Dr. Cathara asked. Humans would handle the dangerous work that requires biological resilience, Dr. Stone explained. Spacewalks in hazardous environments, equipment repairs in extreme conditions, emergency medical situations where someone needs to function despite injury or illness. And aliens would provide the advanced technology, scientific knowledge, and precise calculations that humans struggle with, Captain Harper added. Each species doing what they do best. Tom Bradley emerged from his repair work, covered in grease. But smiling, the hybrid engineering approaches are amazing. Human creativity and alien precision create solutions that neither species would think of alone. Dr. Cathara realized something important. This partnership isn't just about combining our abilities, it's about becoming something new together. Exactly, Dr. Stone agreed. When humans and aliens work closely together, both species improve. We're not just adding our capabilities together. We're multiplying them. A new emergency alarm sounded, but this time no one panicked. The mixed crew had learned to work together efficiently. Humans immediately took positions for dangerous tasks while aliens handled technical coordination. Unknown energy readings ahead, the alien navigator reported. Potentially hazardous conditions. Human crew to hazard stations, Captain Harper ordered calmly. Alien crew to safe monitoring positions. The response was immediate and coordinated. Humans moved to handle any dangerous work that might be needed, while aliens prepared their advanced sensors and analysis equipment. This is how it should work, Dr. Cathara said with satisfaction. Each species protecting the other while contributing their strengths. The energy readings turned out to be a new type of stellar phenomenon that would require careful study. The human crew would collect samples and data from dangerous proximity, while the alien crew would analyze the information and coordinate from safe distances. "We're creating new protocols for mixed-species exploration," Captain Harper said. "These methods could revolutionize how the galaxy approaches dangerous missions." Dr. Kethera was already writing reports for the Galactic Medical Council. "I'm recommending that all deep space missions include human crew members for biological support and hazard management. And I'm recommending that all human exploration ships include alien crew members for technical support and scientific analysis," Captain Harper replied. Jake Morrison looked around at the mixed crew working together smoothly. 6 months ago, we didn't even know aliens existed. Now we're planning to explore the galaxy together. "The universe is a dangerous place," Dr. Kethera said. "But with human resilience and alien technology working together, there might not be anywhere we can't go." Alex Johnson finished his latest training session with the alien crew. "They're getting tougher every day. And we're getting smarter by learning from their technology." "Evolution in action," Dr. Stone observed. "Both species becoming more than they were alone." Tom Bradley powered up the newly upgraded systems. "The hybrid technology is working perfectly. Human intuition guided the design. Alien precision made it function flawlessly." Ryan Clark checked the communications array. "We're receiving messages from dozens of species interested in joint missions. Word is spreading about the success of human-alien cooperation." Captain Harper looked at the star charts showing unexplored regions of the galaxy. "There are thousands of dangerous systems out there that no one has been able to explore safely. With mixed crews, we could finally see what's waiting for us." Dr. Kethera made her final log entry about the human species. "Initial assessment: humans appear to violate known biological laws. Final assessment: humans represent the next step in galactic evolution. Their impossible biology isn't a contradiction of science. It's proof that life can be far more adaptable and resilient than we ever imagined." She looked around at the mixed crew preparing for their next mission. Humans and aliens working together, each species making the other stronger and more capable. "The universe just became a much smaller place," she said with wonder. "And a much more exciting one." The ship turned toward unexplored space, carrying a crew that represented something entirely new in galactic history. Humans had shown that the impossible was just another word for undiscovered potential. Together with their alien partners, they were ready to find out what other impossibilities the universe was hiding.